Welcome back, I'm Chaylo and I play Captain Xavier on YouTube and all sorts of other places, and this is my year-end review. So we're going to talk about what happened in 2018 and what I'm planning to do now in 2019 and goals and all that jazz. So, 2018 kicked off with Tier going live on New Year's Eve and going viral, and that was awesome. My channel doubled in like 2 months. I got invited to all sorts of interesting things. Some of them I actually got to do. I got invited to Jared's Epic Nerf Battle, and I got to go, and then didn't get to use my minigun at Jared's Epic Nerf Battle, and then didn't get invited back this year as a guest, but I am planning to go anyway. So hopefully I'll get to see a whole bunch of you there. That is hopefully going to be the first field test of the auxiliary, which I'm hoping to have that video out on next Monday. So stay tuned for that on the explanation of what the auxiliary is going to be, what I plan to do with that, all of that jazz. So that should be fun. I also got to go to Ragnar Oktoberfest, and that was amazing. I did get to go as an NPC role and had an enormous amount of fun. I also got to go to West vs. Zombies and play a Black Knight there, and that was hugely, hugely fun. And I got to go to 2 games of Afterworlds and play an NPC at both of those. So those are all the larger events that I went to, plus all of the little wars that we had here. I didn't get to all of them, but I went to a lot of our monthly events. I hosted a number of mod parties. I finally started streaming Elite Dangerous. I was able to open commissions again, though I haven't gotten a whole lot of them done for various reasons. Some of them my fault, some of them not my fault, which, you know, that's life. But commissions are still technically open. There's a couple that I had ongoing, but the client never did their side of it, so I'll probably cancel them and just take new ones. I got to review loads of stuff. I've been sent so much stuff by so many companies. It's amazing. Some of them really cool. Other ones you're going, what? There are a couple that emailed me going, why are you contacting me about high-end jewelry reviews? I'm a Nerf channel. Who knows? Probably should reply to them just so they quit emailing me. Or maybe they'll send me gold. Who knows? Yeah, big goal that I set last year is I want to get my own place that has a shop large enough to set up a makerspace and land enough to host events at, so that I can then host wars there that then turn into mod parties. I want to be able to host, you know, birthday parties and fun events and stuff like that. Mod events for groups of kids and for adults and whatever else. I want to have an arena for Blaster Tag Association and get that going up here because we've got a number of people that are interested. Did a GoFundMe for that for approximately 1/100th the cost, or 1/10 of the cost of the down payment, and that completed. So that is absolutely amazing. Thank you ever so much, everyone who donated to that. I did finally create a Patreon, and I have several patrons. I need to start finding incentives for them, because right now I don't have anything that you get for being a patron other than sending me money, which doesn't really seem like a good deal. I don't really like the idea of having content that's only available to people who send me money, but that is almost universally how it works. So I've thought of a couple of ideas for what I could do for that. The big one being live streams. Basically just any time I'm in my shop working, whether I'm filming for an episode of something, or I'm working on personal projects, or working on commissions or whatever, to just flick on the stream, and people who are either, you know, YouTube members or Patreon or whatever, would be able to see those streams. So they'd get, you know, content of what's going on in the episode beforehand, and there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of interaction during those because I would be working on stuff, so I wouldn't really be able to read comments. But you could always talk amongst yourselves. And I would be talking out loud as I do things, because I do that while I'm working anyway. I always talk to myself. Plus, you know, all of the dialogue that's usually in the videos would obviously be there. So that's one thing I've considered, doing YouTube membership or Patreon to allow more live streams. I definitely always intended, once I get the makerspace going, to live stream pretty much everything that took place in it. And that probably wouldn't, the big event sorts of things, wouldn't be exclusive, but just me in my shop tinkering. I might try that just because I want to raise money and make this happen. I'm about a third of the way there now, so actually a little over a third of the way, so it's going good. It may take another year, 2 years, depends on how quickly I can start generating more revenue. A couple of other ideas that have gone on there is, in addition to commissions where people have asked for something specific, just building blasters out of parts that I've got at Goodwill and things that I've been sent to review that I'm never going to use for myself. Some of the cosmetic kits that I've been sent that are really kind of, I'm probably never going to use this. Tossing blasters together using all of that and just selling it on Etsy. I've also considered selling some of the surplus blasters that I have on Etsy, though if they're not modded, that kind of like, should I be doing this? This is really just resale. But some of them are, like lots of the vintage stuff that I've been sent by people. And stuff that or alternatively, things that I've put K26 in that did work and that I'm just never gonna use. I may start selling them on Etsy. I've got too much stuff in here that has become a problem. I need to find something to do with it that is productive. A lot of it I just take back to Goodwill, where I got it in the first place. Tested it for K26, it couldn't. I put it back together the way it was. Maybe a little better. Take it back to Goodwill. But I might start selling that, just, again, because need the money, need the cash. We did some silly stuff. Some silly reviews. We also did the Snickers eating, which was a little bit more adult content than I usually have, and people noted that, and they're not wrong. That had been a long day, and I let a few things slip when I was editing it. The pizza eating one, I then did try to edit all of the more crass comments out, just because a number of people noted, hey, there's children watching this. Like, yeah, there are. That's not good. So I will continue to try to keep my channel clean. If you want the unclean Nerf stuff, that's over on Luchathor 13's channel. You should check him out. He's a lot of fun. I'm hoping to do more videos with him. I'm hoping to do more collaborations with Luke. I'd love to do more collaborations with Wallcom. If I end up moving, I'll be moving closer to both of them, so that should be easier for all of us, which would be really, really cool. Big end of the year build this year, the dual proton pack. I've been planning that since I built Tier. And finally had all of the resources and the time and the parts to properly do it, largely thanks to Out of Darts. He designed the agitator, and hopefully those will be available soon, and proton packs will be a dime a dozen, and everyone will have one, and it'll be great. For big events this year, I am going to Jared's Epic Nerf Battle 4, as just going as a person who paid and bought a ticket. I will be going to West vs. Zombies, as it's being held like an hour from here, which is awesome. I will be going to Ragnar Oktoberfest, if there is another one. I will be going to End War this year. Hooray! Which is gonna... I may actually die there, because it's gonna be in Georgia, from what I understand, in the middle of the summer. And I don't like heat. So that could be brutal. But I'm gonna go. I'm also hoping to attend all 3 Afterworlds this year. Hopefully they don't conflict with any other events. They may... The fact that there's 3 of them, that could be kind of brutal. But I got yelled at again this year for not using all my vacation time, so I'm definitely going to use it, and that's going to be done largely for travel. Hopefully the travel doesn't cut into my Makerspace fund too much, but we shall see. One of the advantages of working for a major corporation is I get corporate travel rates for vacation time. So, that's an advantage. I have some... there was one big build I wanted to do this year that I never got around to. I do think I now have most of the parts for it. So that'll be one of my goals for next year. Obviously, having built a dual proton pack arm-mounted setup, I need to come up with something to top that next year, which that could be difficult. Other things going forward, possibly going to be restructuring the series on my channel again, because I'm running out of blasters to do K26 episodes for, and at this point I'm not sure there's a whole lot of value in them, because it's generally pretty obvious which ones are and aren't. Rival blasters can, magazine-fed springers can't, so it's kind of a toss-up on the single-shot pistols are really the only ones that there's really a question of anymore. So I'm leaning towards going away from the current format and going to something more of testing one blaster that, whether or not it can, a new blaster, possibly even an old blaster, and then going through and showing the various levels of modification that can be done to it. What is the simplest, easiest mod? What is a little more involved mod? What is basically maximum mod that you can do to something like this? I think there would be more value in a series like that. I may still call it Can It Take a K-26? Just because that name is now well known, has become an irritating meme that people comment on my channel every time I post a video. But I think that would be a lot more fun, and I could then, once I've modded the blaster up to a substantially, significant level, that's something I could then sell. So let me know what you think of that idea and other possible series. I'm enjoying Storytime with Captain Xavier, and you people seem to be enjoying it as well. I like that you guys get to pick the stories, and it shows off a lot of my non-Nerf stuff, because I have way more non-Nerf Captain Xavier stories than I have Nerf Captain Xavier stories. Though with all of the events that are coming up this year, I will then have more, stories for that. I'll be able to tell the story of Captain Xavier at End War, the story of Captain Xavier at, at Ragnar Oktoberfest and West vs. Zombies and all of that. Because in most of those, I may be playing a character of some sort. Like I did at Ragnar Oktoberfest, and at Afterworlds, I obviously will be. End War, probably not. I will probably just genuinely be Captain Xavier leaving a company of mercenaries. Hopefully. We'll see how that turns out. Captain's commentaries. The next one is going to be the auxiliary, and a lot of the ones after that may involve the auxiliary, or that may be another thing that ends up being exclusive, that members of the auxiliary get to see stuff about the auxiliary, and I will create a Facebook group that is, exclusive to members who have officially become members of the auxiliary and are in the roles and all of that, and have got their patches and whatever else, and then I'll have private videos for training and for logistics and all of that goes down for the auxiliary. So stay tuned for that as well. I do want to start doing loadout videos. I know that that's something that Coop does a lot of, and his are mostly satirical, which are fantastic, because satire is the way to keep yourself from getting too serious in this hobby. But I'd kind of like to do ones that are more serious loadouts. So if you're interested in playing a heavy, what kind of heavy loadouts have I built? If you're interested in playing, more of a scout role, what are the various options for scout roles? And just stuff like that, just basic advice. That was kind of something I was planning to do in Captain's commentaries, but since they're once a month, it's kind of spread out, which is probably good. But yeah, once again, if you guys have things that you'd really like to see, I really want to start getting more war footage. Still not good at that. I can never remember to turn my GoPro on and off at the right times, and then I end up with no footage at the end. So that's, I think I've covered everything. If not, let me know what I failed to cover, any questions that you have about what I'm going to be doing this year. Absolutely, give me all those suggestions that you have for video series you'd like to see, or concepts you'd like to see, builds you'd like to see, events you'd like me to go to. Those are the major events that I know I'm going to so far. If there are other events that aren't conflicting with any of those, I would like to travel more. Travel is not cheap, but I'm planning to put it into my budget. I know that the Makerspace is a long-term project. It's probably going to be at least another year, if not 2 years, before I'm able to afford that. Because I want to make sure it gets done truly properly and then get that all set up. So let me know. That's one of the things that's as much snark as I give you guys in the comments section from time to time, and I'm still trying to be nicer about that, and I think I'm getting better. I absolutely love comments. Some of the best ideas that I've had, some of the best conversations that I've had, have been the result of comments on my videos. For instance, the lightsaber bayonets on my dual arm-mounted Zeuses, that came from a comment. I probably would have never thought to do that. But somebody commented it, and you're like, that's brilliant. You can see me in the video looking over at the build, the dual tanks in the corner going, I know what I can do with that. So yeah, and the fan mail. You guys send me so much cool stuff. I have just some absolutely amazing things now. The new in-box Gear Up Maverick, the X-Strike logo art piece that I've been sent, hand-woven bracelets, and just the amount of beautiful, beautiful things that you guys have sent me is absolutely amazing. So that's my plans. Expansion! Growth! Money! but all for the betterment of the hobby. Because I really do enjoy this hobby, and it's such a beautiful hobby that, you know, it can be competitive, but it doesn't have to be. You know, you can have the super engineered stuff, you can have the stock stuff, you can have little kids running around, and it allows us, you know, we can have good, clean, honest fun, and there's engineering and tinkering, and I love that. So I plan to continue to be as deep into the hobby as I currently am, and probably get deeper. But I want to start giving back more, so give me ideas of how I can give back, preferably ways that don't involve me having to spend a lot of money. I mean, I'd love to be able to give blasters to everybody, but shipping is expensive. But that's why I want to host events where people come, and I can send you away with blasters that I picked here. You've come to my shop, you leave with a blaster. Them's the rules. Stuff like that. But let me know. What can I do? How can I help make the hobby better for you guys? Because that is what my channel is for. It started out as just showing off my mods, and then I got into more of, this is an opportunity to teach, and to learn, and to tinker, and do goofy things. And I want to be goofier. I am, in fact, an extremely silly person. Captain Xavier comes across as very serious and hardened mercenary and all of that. Chaylo's a complete goofball. I mean, I play with Nerf. How serious can I take myself? And if you, some of the stuff that I've been getting more and more into being able to be goofier and goofier, and I'm looking forward to that because I like being silly. I like to demonstrate that I very much do not take this hobby seriously. People see me in all my gear and you're like, it's just a game. Why you gotta get so serious? I'm like, how goofier can you get than wearing all of this tack gear while wearing Nerf? That's absurd. That's silly. It's ridiculous. I'm making myself a bigger target. So yes, there's will be more silliness, more goofiness, probably more snark. You're just gonna have to deal with the snark because I am snarky. But I will try to be. I'm trying to make it clear that I'm being snarky and not actually making fun of you. I need to work on that. Anyway, I've rambled enough. This video is already too long. So, Happy New Year to you all. I look forward to meeting more of you. And as always, thank you guys for watching.